Hello everybody, welcome back to Burnt Church. I hope everybody's having a good day. It's a windy day here. I thought it was going to rain, but I think we're going to get some wind. Well, I hope everybody's ready. 6 days left to prepare. I got a few tips I'm going to bring up here in this video. We got about 6 days left, in my opinion, to get ready. Either way it goes. 6 days. I got a clip I'm going to show you here. Now remember, I live in a small town. I don't know if the population in our county is 20,000. It's somewhere around that. But this took place in our little town here. These folks, I don't know that they had bad intentions. I think they got jumped onto pretty hard from what I hear. Maybe even somebody pulled a gun on them, but that's just hearsay. I don't know if it really happened or not, but I think all lives matter. Their signs, they could have done without a few of the emblems they had on there, and they should have had a sign that said all lives matter, because that's where I'm at. I think all lives should matter. So things, they're getting pretty heated up before this selection. I have to kind of watch the words that I use here, or YouTube spank me. I've been doing pretty good here lately. We've got a lot of new subscribers, and I'd like to welcome each and every one of you to the channel. And the ones that's been here a while, they know every now and then that I do these kinds of videos. Get a little bit political. But I think our country's at stake, and that's no joke. Some of the things that has taken place in the last 4 years will only get worse if the cackling hen gets reelected. That's my opinion on it anyway. And you're welcome to have your own and put it down in the comments. We don't have to agree on everything, as long as we're civil with one another. That's all I ever asked for. I just don't see how anybody could... I don't see how anybody could look at themselves in the mirror if they voted for the other party. That's just the way I feel about it. And no, I don't think either party's much count. It's kind of a broken system. Now, I don't have the answer to it. I'm just a poor old country boy. But I do know that when you only have two to choose from, you don't have much choice. You've got to pick the one that's the less evil. You could write in somebody's name, or a third party can run, but they don't ever do any good. So you're looking at one of two. You just have to pick the least of the two evils. Now, I've been a little bit up in the air on making this video. I've had it on my mind for several days now. Just don't get complacent. It's going to take each and every one of us going out and making a selection. So please do your part. I tried to do mine today, but the lines were so long on my lunch, I couldn't. So I guess I'm going to just have to do my selection on the 5th. Tomorrow's the last day here where we're at to do early voting. And if I get time at lunch tomorrow, I may run down there and see. But today the line was so long I couldn't wait. And that's a good thing. It shows a lot of participation in this upcoming selection. And in my opinion, that's one right that we all need to exercise. I know you can argue that it don't make no difference, but it's the only option we have other than the cartridge box. And I pray to God that it don't go to that. The country doesn't need that. We need each and every one of us to pull together, have our differences, but keep the country free and under the Constitution. That's just this old country boy's thoughts anyway. I told you on the beginning I was going to mention a few things that I think you need to do to be prepared for the next 6 days. Now, if you hadn't already prepared some, it would be hard to get prepared for what could possibly happen. There's lots of things that could happen in the after 6 days from now. When Trump wins, the cackling hen, they've got 2 months to completely destroy the country if they so mind to. And whichever way this goes, there's going to be people on both sides that's going to be unhappy with the results. And we know the certain ones, they burn cities down. They do all kinds of destruction. And if Trump wins, I figure that they'll be just let run loose for at least 2 months. And you know, we just had the military, they just, what was it? I can't remember the bill, but they can fire on American citizens now. That's something that could possibly come into play in the next several months. And you want to be prepared for what you can. So if I was someone that hadn't prepared any, I would take these next 6 days to try to get the basics. If nothing else, get you a life straw or some kind of water purification filter. That would be my number one priority. My second one, I would try to get food. When you go to the grocery store over the next few days, whatever you go there for, pick up at least 2 of it. I mean, more if you can afford it, but who can afford the prices now? Oh, I don't need to go down that rabbit hole. We've got to get the inflation under control. It's killing Americans. But I would buy all the food that I could afford to purchase to get me through a few weeks of bad times. And my gas tank in my car, I would try to at least keep it on a half a tank. When you start seeing it getting down close to a half a tank, pull into the gas station, get you a few dollars worth. Just try to keep it topped off. It would be good if you could get some jugs of gas and have them stored. But if you can't afford it, at least try to keep your gas tank at least half a tank. A half a tank of gas can carry you a good ways in a bad time. I would try to make sure that I had ammo for any weapons that I had. If you don't have ammo for certain weapons, I would try to purchase some. These are all things that you can use if nothing happens. If nothing happens, you're still going to need to eat. You're still going to need to drink. You're going to still need to go back and forth to work. But if, say, chaos breaks out in some of these big cities, I don't know where you live. You may live out in the country like I do. Or you may be in the downtown New York. If chaos breaks out and trucks can't move around to bring goods to you, you'll be glad that you have these things. So I just felt the need to get on here today and try my best to push preparedness. I've told y'all that prepping, I've always felt weird about being called a prepper. And I've come to realize that I'm not really a prepper. I'm a modern day homesteader, I guess. And homesteaders, they try to be prepared for the things that are coming. We live out here in the country, so usually when I buy things, I buy it in more abundance than people do that live in the city. And that's the prepper side of me. I try to be prepared for several months in advance. Now, I know everybody can't do that. And when you're starting off, you have to start small, just like what I've been mentioning here. But that's a starting place. And if chaos breaks out, you'll be glad that you done a few of these things. So do what you can to get ready. And the very most important prayer would be Jesus Christ. Get him in your heart. Give yourself to him. And it don't matter which way things go, you're taken care of. So I thank y'all for watching. And I pray God blesses you. And I'll see you in the next one.